Hello everybody, I'm Alfred, and I would like to talk about the new Netflix series, There's Someone in Your House. Now, this is basically a trend because, recently there have been a lot of this slasher type movies, and one of them was Scream, which is named after the popular movie franchise Scream, which but the newer Scream, Netflix produced it, and it's very similar to this. This one fits off of that. Scream is just basically, at least the Netflix one, the recent one, at the time of this recording. It's actually about a bunch of kids. There's a murderer in their midst, and it's a matter of finding out who the murderer is. And the murderer is playing games with, one of them, and killing off um, each of the kids. So it's like, which among the kids is this? All of this in a high school. This is kind of like the and then there were none type of setting that Agatha Christie created, where it was like in an island, invited a bunch of people who all have histories of doing something, wrong, and it's like, who did they all do something wrong to universally that is among them in their midst, and is responsible. And there have been a lot of fiction stories that have been based on that kind of premise, but this one is the high school version, which is apparently a trend because it's so similar to Scream, and what I have to say is that it's very important that we as Christians take over the entertainment industry and all kinds of things, when it comes to trends and everything else, especially the subject matters within the stories. Because this story, the way the characters are going to, proceed, it's going to be ungodly and things that do not recognize Christ. Let us say that someone wanted to deal with this kind of topic, from a Christian perspective. There are a lot of things that are not dealt with, of course, which is also sad. This kinds of movies, they like to put people in a box, especially the killer. They don't explore the mind of the killer, what's going really into the mind of the killer. They want to make the killers look like psychos always, and so it's also the it's always the same thing. That person was hurt in some way, and then decided to carry out violence and start killing people, or perhaps it is that person is a friend of someone or related to somebody who was hurt, by the victim, or blames a group of people, and then is taking out those people, and or sometimes even going off beats to take out people who are not related or have anything to do with the crime or act of injustice, so that people won't strike a link. So all those kinds of play, there is a great deal to be done when it comes to casting a Christian light on that kind of perspective, because the reality of the matter is there's much to be said about people who commit murder, because a lot of times the people who commit murder are everyday people. There are people who look just like you and me. There are people who blend into society, and majority of the people who commit murder actually get away with it. So all these kinds of things are important to do with, especially since that even if you can fool the police or fool the system, or do something, in a way that is not so loud, and you don't get caught, there is your heart, there is a conscience, there is a place of God, there is this place of what you sow is what you reap. So somebody might get away from the law, but that thing that person did will still follow them. So there are so many angles and so many things to follow, and also, most importantly, when the audience watches this movie, what does it do? Does it change people? Does it teach people the importance of forgiveness? Does it teach people the importance of also, when God forgives you, you forgiving yourself, letting go and moving on? All those kinds of things. What is the outcome? A lot of times after people watch a lot of worldly movies, they learn nothing. And if they learn something, it is something that is untrue and negative or ungodly. The counsel of the wicked, the Bible says, blessed is the man who standeth not in the counsel of the ungodly, walketh in the way of sinners. And that is the kind of thoughts and ideologies that the world teaches through his movies. You see, this is why it's important to make our own movies and take over the entertainment landscape in such a way that anywhere you look, all you see is Christian content. So make sure you check out Alfred.vip. If you would like to be a part of making Christian movies, Christian content, reach out to us. We are looking for, if you want to start your own movie studio, your own video game studio, your own music studio that will be making Christian content, reach out to us. We would like to work with you. Thank you and God bless you.